I met Bob in July 2012. I was searching for places to take acting courses, and at the time he worked at Cincinnati Actors Studio. My first encounter with Bob, and the most memorable moment in my entire life, because that day changed my life, and I can remember it so vividly. And our fierce leader, Bob Elkins, took the charge of, helping us all become creative and live in the moment and be present. So I'm forever grateful for him in that day. I truly believe I love what I do because I love the theater. And at his core, live performance and being in front of people is where he excelled the most. And the connection with people. Bob was a person who loved to connect with others, and he had an intense passion to act, to perform anything. And it's so interesting because Bob had dyslexia. He told me that early on, that he couldn't remember scripts by reading them. Someone had to read the script out loud to him so he could learn his lines, because, the words would just kind of get discombobulated. And, I was only like 3 weeks into learning how to be an actor. And that moment when he said that to me, I was like, your passion is so strong for this that you'll take the extra mile of learning your lines the unconventional way to make sure you can still do what you love. And that's when I told myself, there's no obstacle that's going to get in the way of what I can do, because my mentor is a freaking hero and will figure out how to do whatever it takes possible to learn his lines and do what he loves. So, yeah, it's quite remarkable. He truly, truly was remarkable. I have so many memories of Bob. Every single show performance that I had, he was there at. Every time I had an audition I was nervous about, which was more than, a handful of times, Bob coached me on them. And I always offered to pay, because he was a acting coach you had to pay for his services. He wasn't like someone who was just doing this because, they were getting, he actually, people paid him for what he did, and he never charged me. And I think it's because either he saw something in me that he saw in himself, or he just knew how much I was devoted to make sure that I wanted to make him proud out of what I did. And it's so funny because I'll never forget, he sent me to Cincinnati Black Theater Company in 2013. It was like the first time I ever had an audition for a theater company. And he said, Samantha, you're going to do great. I have no problems. I know it's going to be fine for you. And I said, Bob, but I'm nervous. Like, I've never done anything like this before. And he said, I have a gift for you. So he takes his cufflinks, and they have like these drama masks on them. And he's like, I want you to keep these. And I said, really, Bob? And I'm holding them both in my hand, and they're worn down, right? He was like, no, I'll take this one and you take the other one. He said, that way the pair of us are always together. I have one and you have the other. And I still have it to this day. And the one that I have, the drama mask, is a little bit worn down. And he said, yeah, I did that on purpose because that's like me. I'm the older version of you. So, yeah, Bob was he was a fantastic being, and so selfless. There's not many selfless people left in this world, and we've lost one, but I hope that I can carry some of the selflessness that he's taught me, because he had so much extra to give. I always take it with me for shows and things, and I always think about Bob. And life happens. You don't call every week as you normally do, but I always know that I had him with me no matter where I was. And it's so funny. Bob has this weird thing where he knows when you're thinking about him, because I would pull that cufflink out, and the next thing I know, I've got a message from someone. Hey, Bob told me to tell you to call him. Or Bob asked how you're doing, and I would call him and like, Bob, let me tell you what happened. And we would be on the phone for ages. And it's just, oh gosh, such a beautiful person. Like, honestly, I love you, Bob. My whole life I was looking for a male mentor because of, divorce and things. And I prayed and I prayed. I'm like, God, please send me a father that can teach me to be the person I want to be. And then he sent me Bob. He sent me someone who became my mentor, my coach, my friend, a fearless leader, literally someone, a confidant. Like I've shared so many stories with Bob that I probably wouldn't share with many people today. And he just embraced me. And there's not a lot of people who can do that, look at your flaws and just tell you that's what it's meant to be a life, to live a life, to be able to be remembered. Bob would always say to me, doesn't it feel beautiful to be remembered? And I would say, yeah, Bob, it does. He was like, hold on to that. We've lost a genuinely good person, not just in the acting community, but in the world. Someone so kind, so selfless. I mean, Bob was a grand being. And because he was such a good person and he could be such a great empath, he was able to be a phenomenal actor. A lot of people get confused about what it means to be a good actor. It's not how many training courses you've taken, how many films or stage plays you've seen. It's about how much you can understand what it means to live a life and to see those around you who do the same and understand that we're all going through a journey, that we have to be kind to one another. And that's why he was a great actor, because he was an empath. I'll miss him. I really will. I really will.